مشاهدينا لقاء جديد، برحب فيكم أنا جوال من برنامج سفرة مع سفير. بيسعدني بهالمناسبة استضيف سعادة سفير تركيا السيد حكن شاكيل، Ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey. Mr. Hakan Şakil, günaydın.
Günaydın.
Nasılsınız?
Teşekkür ederim. Çok iyiyim. Thank you very much for having me in your program. I am very happy to be in Meryem TV program.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador of Turkey, Mr. Hakan Şakil, it's our great pleasure and honor to host you today in Meryem TV Plateau, as we will have a virtual trip to Turkey, the very beautiful country, the capital Ankara. First, to start with, we're gonna see on the geographical map or view Turkey, the neighboring countries. Then we will go to the flag. Please,
Sure.
the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Turkey is placed between Europe and Asia continent. It is a bridge. It constitutes a bridge between Asia and Europe. Some part of Turkey is placed in Europe, and most part of our country is in Asia. The size of Turkey is approximately 785,000 kilometers square. We have approximately
A big
80
figure,
million.
amazingly.
Yes, it's a big
Yes.
figure, and we have nearly 80 million population. We have 7 geographical area like Central Anatolia, Northern Black Sea, Central Black Sea. And
Anatolia is Ankara. It was previously known Anatolia, the capital, you mean?
no, the previous capital was Istanbul. The current capital is Ankara. The Anatolia is the big peninsula which is located in the Asian part of the country. So sometimes when we call Turkey, we use the term Anatolia. But Anatolia actually also includes the European part of Turkey. But generally when we talk about Anatolia, we talk about the Asian part of the country. So we have 7 geographical areas in Turkey. The capital is in Ankara. And Turkey has a very dynamic and young population. And we have a flag which is on a red ground with crescent and star.
Looking at the flag,
yes.
Your Excellency, what can you tell us about all the symbols included therein, and why is it the red color flag?
The red color, generally, the Turkish people, we believe that and we think that it gives the impression of the Turkish people who lost their lives during the War of Independence. So the red background is symbolizing the Turkish martyrs who lost their lives to their blood.
Yes.
The crescent and the star, they are generally Islamic figures, comes from the Seljuk Empire and Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
So it's a combination of the Islamic values of Turkey and the shed of blood during the War of Independence.
Official language is Turkish.
Yes,
However,
official
we have
language
other
in Turkish.
dialects.
Yes, we have some other dialects, but official language is Turkish.
Like Kurmanji, Zaza, those dialects are
These
very old.
are
goes
these
back
are
to,
old
centuries.
dialects, and some parts of Turkey, the Kurdish dialect can be spoken. However, the official language is in Turkish, but also there is no legal restrictions for speaking or writing on these languages. For instance, a Turkish radio and television, state-owned TRT, has a Kurdish language channel, and we have also Arabic language channel. Also, some parts of Turkey close to the Syrian and Iraqi border, some of our citizens also they speak Arabic.
So it's a multilingual basket. We
We
can say that.
Not multilingual basket. We all speak Turkish. National language is Turkish. Official language is Turkish. But some parts of Turkey, people enjoy to talk their native languages. But whoever speaks Kurdish or Arabic, they are very good in writing and speaking Turkish.
Your Excellency, October 29, 1923.
Yes.
The newly formed or officially formed the Republic of Turkey.
Yes.
Before it was Ottoman Empire. What
Yes.
can you tell us about this
29th of
stage?
October is our national day.
Yes.
It is the day the government of Turkey proclaimed the republic. So after the First World War and after the War of Independence, the government of Turkey, after we signed the Treaty of Lausanne with the other parties, in 1923, the government decided to proclaim the republic. This is our national day.
23 of April 1920.
It is a day first Turkish Grand National Assembly after the War of Independence established. Actually, first Turkish Grand National Assembly established during the War of Independence.
Okay.
But we have a long history in parliamentarian democracy. During the period of the second Abdülhamid, we established first parliament in Istanbul. But during the War of Liberation, when Istanbul invaded by the occupation forces, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk and his collaborators, they decided to open a new parliament in Ankara where we do not have any foreign invasion, intervention. So 23rd of April 1920, we opened our parliament while we are waging an independence war against the occupying powers. After the proclamation of the Republic, the government of Turkey and Mustafa Kemal Atatürk decided to dedicate this day to the children of Turkey.
That's why we have the Children's Festival.
Festival, yes, in Ankara. And nowadays, 2 days ago, a Lebanese folk dance group from Lebanon, they participated the Turkish Children Festival in Ankara, and they performed their folk dance. Now we are celebrating 23rd of April, not as the festival for the Turkish children, as a festival of all the children of the world.
And it's still running, the performance is still running until current date?
Yes, until 23rd of September, the performance is currently continuing. Yesterday, another Lebanese school left for Turkey. I think in a couple of days, they will have their performance.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yes, yes. And we will share their performance on our website and social media accounts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
15th of July 2016,
yes.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, was the coup d'etat.
Yeah.
What can you tell us, please?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a black day for our democracy.
Yes.
Some powers, they started to topple the elected president and the government of Turkey. But with the strong resilience and the policies of our president and the government, and the strong resistance of the Turkish people, the coup d'etat attempt was failed. It was an unsuccessful coup d'etat. Unfortunately, we lost 256 citizens during this coup d'etat, and we have more than 2,000 wounded citizens. Most of them, they were seriously wounded, and they were became handicapped.
But this is very sad.
Yes, it is very sad for us. It was a black day in our recent political history. However, with the strong stance of our president and the strong resistance of the Turkish people, we toppled this. So we passed away this. These days are gone. We have a very strong democracy. All the Turkish institutions, they are committed to the democratic governing of Turkey. But we declared that day as a democracy and unity day. Every year we remember our martyrs and we pay respect to our wounded citizens and our all Turkish citizens who went to the streets in order to defend their freely elected president, government, and institutions.
Yes. Your Excellency, now we have 81 provinces in the newly formed Republic of Turkey.
Yes.
with its constitution, or at least we can say the unitarian parliamentary constitution. Can you just give us a hint about it, please?
Yes, we have 81 provinces in Turkey. The biggest one, the most populous one, is Istanbul, and the others in order: Ankara, Izmir, Adana, Bursa. And we had the parliamentary democracy, but on the 16th of April 2017, we made a referendum and we changed our democratic system to a presidential system. Now we are administrating our country with presidential system. You know, president is His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He was also elected as a president in 24th of June. And we have, of course, a cabinet, and we have also the parliament comprised of 600 people. So by changing our system, by modifying our system, we establish a more democratic, more pluralistic type of the administration.
This is amazing, and this newly structure and formal structure of the Republic, let us fly to see how long or how much the other empires are not existing anymore.
Yes. First of all, let me brief you very shortly about the history of the Turkish people.
Please.
The Turkish people, they came to Anatolia in 1017. Okay. 1071, and since the 11th century we are living in Anatolia. Of course, we established first the Selçuklu Empire. Selçuklu Empire is generally established in the eastern part of Turkey and some parts of the western. Selçuklu.
Okay, it's not easy to spell.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. And then after this Selçuklu Empire transformed to Anadolu Selçuklu Empire. Then Ottoman Empire came. Ottoman Empire lasted 800 years, and Ottoman Empire administrated more than 2.5 million kilometer square land from Europe to Anatolia, from Anatolia to Middle East, from Middle East to North Africa.
So 3 empires.
3 empires.
Yes.
But the Turkish nation, they established 16 nations during the history. Some states, some Turkish states, they were in the Central Asia or West of Asia. So throughout our history, we have 16 Turkish nations, but the last 2 before the Republic of Turkey.
This is amazingly fantastic.
Yes. The last 2 before the establishment of the Republic of Turkey, they are in Anatolia: Selçuklu Empire and Ottoman Empire.
Selçuklu Empire was just before the Ottoman Empire, as I understood.
Yes, there is in between. There are some turbulent times. After the collapse of the Selçuklu Empire, the Ottoman Empire hasn't established immediately. There is some turbulent area in between. There are small Turkish mini-states in Anatolia. Then they come together and they establish the Ottoman Empire.
Was it close, Mr. Ambassador, to the World War I period?
No, it was very, very far away from the First World War. It was the 13th century. Okay. It was the 13th century. The first capital of the Ottomans was Söğüt. It is a small province near Bursa. The second one is Bursa. Then the third capital was Istanbul.
So we're far away.
Yes, yes.
We're far away. Yes. And during World War I, how was the situation?
The situation is Turkey was a member of the alliance of Germany and some other countries. We were warring against Britain and France and Russia. By the end of the World War I, generally, Turkish army did not lose most of the battles it engaged. However, since the Germany accepted as defeated and the Italy was a member of also the alliance with us, then they changed their alliance. They joined the British and English alliance. So the Republic of Turkey considered as a defeated state. And by the force of the occupational powers, we signed a Sèvres Treaty, and according to this treaty, some parts of Turkey invaded by troops from Greece and French. Then we started War of Independence, and we cleaned our country from invasion of the occupying powers. Then we established the government of Turkey. Then 29th of October we proclaimed our republic.
National Day.
National Day.
So we can say after the War of Liberation.
After, of course, after the War of Liberation.
It was proclaimed independent state.
Yes, yes, yes. But we opened our parliament during the War of Liberation. Okay. So when we were warring with occupying powers, we had the parliament, and the parliament was always open, and there was a opposition in the parliament.
A main pillar of empowerment to the country.
Yes, of course,
yes.
of course. Yes. The main power was the parliament. Was the parliament, and Mustafa Kemal Atatürk and his brothers in arms never did anything without the consent of the parliament.
Wow.
Yes.
And if you're going to talk about the structure of the parliament today,
yeah,
can you give us an idea, please?
We have just one parliament. Between 1960 till 1982, we had the Senate and the House. Okay. We have two wings of the parliament. Now we are a unicameral system. We have 600 deputies. Out of 600, more than 100 are women.
Wow.
Yes.
We're going to cover this part of women
yes, later on. And we have 600 deputies. They are distributed geographically in line with the population of the cities. For instance, Istanbul is the most populated city of Turkey. Definitely Istanbul.
The largest city.
The largest city,
yes.
Around 16 million according to the official numbers. So the Istanbul sends the largest parliamentarians to Ankara. Then second, Ankara comes. Ankara sends the second largest group of parliamentarians to the parliament. So we have 600 deputies. They are distributed to the cities in line with their population.
Why do we say, Mr. Ambassador, Unitarian Constitutional Republic?
Because Turkey, as a political point of view, we are a state. We are not implementing a federal administration. Okay. So there is a political unity in the administration of Turkey. You know, some countries in the world, they have federal system. When you have a federal system, the federal units, they have lots of powers for regulating the daily life. On the contrary, in Turkey, we have centralized administration. That's why we are calling Turkey as a politically united government or state. So there is no federation in Turkey. However, at the level of the local administrations, municipalities, they have lots of rights. They are collecting the garbages, they are providing all public services, and they are also collecting some taxes from the citizens. From this perspective,
but affordable taxes.
Of course, affordable taxes. And from this perspective, at the municipal level, we have a kind of a decentralized administration, but we don't have a federal system. Therefore, we have a politically unified administration,
which makes strength out of it.
Of course, definitely. Of course. To be honest with you, the way of federalization, the federal administration or centralized administration, they are changed according to the needs of the countries. Some very big countries, very large countries in terms of territory, they adopt the federalism, federal type of the government, and this will meet their demand. So it changes. centralized governments are good for the countries that adopted this, and the federal governments are also very beneficial, very feasible for large countries.
This is amazing. Mr. Ambassador, what can you tell us about the population, the Turkish population and the other ethnic groups, please?
We have nearly 80 million people. And to be honest with you, we all consider us as Turkish.
A huge demography.
Of course, huge demography.
Yes.
Turkey, the demographic structure of Turkey, we can call it as a melting pot. We received migrations from the different parts of the world. For instance, my ancestors, they are coming from Albania.
Wow.
Yes, because they are the grandchildren of the Anatolian people who were migrated to Albania after the Ottoman Empire conquered Albania. So half of my ancestors, they are from Albania, half of them, they are from Central Anatolia. Okay. We have lots of our citizens from Caucasus, from Middle East. But at the end of the day, we all consider ourselves as Turkish. The main language is Turkish. As we are using very frequently this motto of our president, one country, one state, one language, and one power.
Yes,
So yes, we have some ethnic groups, but these ethnic groups, they have never any agenda for cease from Turkey.
They are really melting with the Turkish population.
Of course. Yes. But every group has every right to protect their cultural heritage.
Yes.
As I told you in the beginning of our program, we have some Kurdish citizens who speak Kurdish, and there is no legal restriction on them to talk Kurdish, to write Kurdish.
Yes.
They have Kurdish radio stations. Turkish radio television, TRT, makes Kurdish broadcasting.
And what's about their voting rights? All
they
these
have all the rights. They have all the rights. I mean, all Turkish citizens are equal in front of the law. We have a very egalitarian country. All the Turkish citizens, regardless to their gender, regardless to their education, regardless to their ethnic background, they have the right of vote, and they have the right to be a candidate for any party, for any election, for municipal elections or general elections.
So, Mr. Ambassador, sorry for interruption, we can say in brief that Turkey is the land of equality.
Of course.
Of
definitely.
peace.
Of course, definitely.
Yes.
We are a land of equality and peace. We embrace the government of Turkey, all successive Turkish governments, they embrace all citizens at the same distance. We are very proud of our cultural heritage. We are very proud of the diversity of our cultural heritage.
This is very important.
If you have the time to watch Turkish folk games, folk dances,
Yes.
you will be surprised, because we have quite different folk dances among each other. Also, it reflects the cultural diversity of Turkey. There is no restriction to preserve and to live any subculture in Turkey. But at the end of the day, we are all Turkish.
Exactly.
And we are proud to be Turkish. And in parliament and in other high rank positions of the government, we have citizens from every origin.
So I understand from Your Excellency that diversity exists even in parliament.
Definitely. But as I told you, at the end of the day, we are Turkish.
Yes.
Whether you are Kurdish, whether you are Albanian, whether you are from Caucasus, whether you are from Lebanon or any other Arab countries, whether you are from Afghanistan, at the end of the day, you are Turkish. But there is no restriction for you to leave your culture, to continue to live your culture. We will be very happy to join them on their cultural activities.
So, Your Excellency, our motto in this episode, being Turkish is our unity.
Of course.
And diversity is our unity par excellence.
Of course.
This is amazing. Yeah. What about the currency, the Turkish lira? What can you tell us?
Turkish lira is our national currency. We adopted a free market economy. So in general, government state does not intervene in the market. Market finds it is balanced by its own dynamics. So we have a free exchange rate against US dollars or euro and other major currencies. And the Central Bank of Turkey is very powerful, and they are implementing very strong monetary policies. The government has never intervened the work of the Turkish Central Bank. Turkish Central Bank decides about the rise or fall in the interests. We have a very strong banking sector. To be honest with you, until 2001, we have some deficiencies. We have some weaknesses in our banking sector. But after 2001, we introduced too many reforms. Then we are a very good performing banking sector like Lebanon. Also,
this
Lebanon
is very normal in all countries.
Yes, of course,
Exactly.
of course. So we have a very strong banking sector, and we have also foreign banks in Turkey operating with their Turkish partners, and we have Turkish local banks. So we are a free market economy. There is no restriction on imports or exports. We are a member of WTO, World Trade Organization, so we are obliged to keep our market open for imports or exports and free competition.
And a skyrocketing markets as
Of
regards exports,
Of course.
especially of vehicles.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. We are producing lots of vehicles for commercial use.
81%, 81 million, something like that. I've seen this figure somewhere,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, for exports.
Yes. The total export of Turkey was 81 billion US dollars. Billion US dollars.
Oh my God.
No, it was 10 years ago. Now,
Wow.
in 2017, I don't know about the current figures, but last year, our exports reached 157 billion US dollars.
Amazingly fantastic.
157 billion US dollars we have exports all over the world.
We will cover this part definitely in the
Sure,
second slot of
sure.
our episode. Talking about cultural patrimony and identity of the Turkish facet of the country, what can you tell us?
Well, culturally, we have a unique culture in Anatolia.
And some photos, Mr. Ambassador,
Yeah.
will go to the monitor
Sure.
right now.
We are different cultures, different subcultures in Anatolia, and we have different historical sites in Turkey. For instance, we recently
Yes.
found a temple in near Urfa, which we call as Göbekli Tepe. It was established 10,000 years ago. 10,000 years ago.
Wow.
It is a very old temple, and the historians and archaeologists call it a 0 point because this temple, Göbekli Tepe, established before the making of the pyramids and before the Stone Age in England. So it is very,
Is it
very
a touristic
old.
spots?
Of
for
course,
now?
of course,
Wow.
very touristic, and excavation still going on, archaeological work still going on. It is a marvelous, a unique temple, recently discovered. As I told you, the
Wow.
work is still continuing, and the archaeologists, they think that it was established 10,000 years ago.
Wow.
In the world, there exists no other historical site.
And some renovation works are still on in this
Yes,
temple?
it's still on. Actually, it is very premature now.
Yes.
I'm sure in the coming years there will be a serious renovation effects, because also it is included to the cultural heritage program of the UNESCO. It is very newly discovered. So some renovations start, but the excavation also it continues. I think the real renovation will start when the excavation finish.
What's about Cappadocia? I love this area.
Cappadocia is a geographically marvelous area.
Exactly.
Dates back to Paleolithic age. Due to the geographical conditions, this area created very high vertical stones like chimneys.
Wow.
It is a geographical beauty of Turkey, and this is a small area. This is seen, and Cappadocia has a very important aspect for the Christianity, because the first Christians, when they fled from the pagan Roman Empire,
Yes.
they came to Cappadocia. They carved some churches in the stone. They carved some churches in the chimneys. They worship there.
Inside the stones.
Inside the stones.
Wow.
They worship there and they hide there from the Roman soldiers. So when you visit Cappadocia, you
Wow.
will see very, very old churches in the stones, in the caves. So it is, from religious perspective, very important for the Christianity.
And a high touristic spots as we
Very
see.
high touristic spot. Very high touristic spot. I highly recommend all fellow Lebanese to visit Cappadocia. There is a very beautiful balloon tour very early in the morning. You will see the sunrise in the balloons up in the air.
Cappadocia, vue du ciel.
Yes, yes, I highly recommend. And there are very beautiful religious sites, historical sites for the Christianity.
Mr. Ambassador, Your Excellency, Mr. Hakan Shakil, we're going to have a break and get back to you.
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
مشاهدينا فاصل صغير ونرجع لكم. مشاهدينا بنطلع عليكم بعد الفاصل. نحن وياكم كمان مجددا بلقاء جديد سفرة مع سفير لجمهورية تركيا. بيسعدني ومجددا بهالمناسبة رحب بسعادة سفير تركيا السيد حكن شاكل. Again, Your Excellency, thank you for being with us today.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. وبهالمناسبة بيسعدني استضيف السيدة يتار يامان نوكودي, Deputy Chief of Mission بالسفارة التركية. Madame Yeter, bonjour.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup Joël de nous donner l'occasion d'être présent sur ce plateau.
Merci.
Pour présenter un peu les différents aspects de notre pays, historique, culturel, touristique, économique aussi dans un moment. Monsieur l'ambassadeur va aborder également ces questions. Merci.
C'est un grand plaisir et honneur de vous accueillir aujourd'hui au plateau de Mariam TV, Madame Yeter, vous aussi également. Et un grand plaisir d'accueillir Son Excellence, Monsieur l'ambassadeur de la République de Turquie avec nous. Your Excellency, we will cover for this part or for this slot touristic industry in Turkey. Everybody knows about tourism. It's a great touristic spots to be visited by everybody. And personally, I love Turkey.
Thank you very much. Turkey really offers a very wide scope of touristic attraction for the people. We can divide the touristic attractions of Turkey generally in two parts. First, if you are a history lover, archaeology lover, we have different historical sites, archaeological sites in Turkey. Dates back 1,000 years ago, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. We have historical ruins of the Hittites. We have the historical ruins of the different empires, Troy, and Ephesus, and Phaselis, Cappadocia, and of course we have historical sites belong to the recent history of the world. So besides this, Turkey has a 8,000 kilometer sand beach. We have
the Asian coast, for instance.
The Asian coast, yes, it is mainly in the Asian coast, from Marmara region till the Turkish-Syrian border, so all the way from Marmara to Aegean part and all the Mediterranean coast. We have very beautiful beaches for summer tourism, for sun, fun and swimming.
We have some photos. We're going to see the Asian coast,
yes,
Mr. Ambassador, on
yes.
the monitor now.
And we have very develop touristic facilities in our country. Very good hotels, big hotels, boutique hotels. So the sun and sea season is quite long in Turkey. Maybe 8 months of the year, especially in the Mediterranean coast, you can have the chance to make sea holiday. But besides this, we have very good ski efforts. Yes, now we are showing in the photos that, for instance, Alaçatı, it is a very beautiful place. It is at the center of Aegean Sea, and they have always wind in Alaçatı. It is very convenient for the surfers because there is always strong wind. Marmaris, it's one of the most beautiful holiday resorts. Ölüdeniz is another beauty, really natural beauty, and between Marmaris, Ölüdeniz, and Bodrum, there are very beautiful small bays that you can sail there. Very, very beautiful
spots
bays.
to relax.
Yes, spots to relax, and you see the mixture of blue and green. But besides, in wintertime, we have very good ski resorts in the east of Anatolia and in the center and northwest of Anatolia. Besides this, we have very beautiful historical sites. Ephesus, for instance, it is also enlisted as a cultural heritage of UNESCO. In Ephesus, there is a Church of Virgin Mary. We believe that, you know, the Virgin Mary also is a very sacred figure in Islamic belief. We believe that Virgin Mary, after she fled from the Middle East, she came to Ephesus and she stayed in that house, in that church, until the end of her life. So besides this, we have Troy ruins. You know, the very famous Troy War between the Spartans, and the Trojans. And this is an amazing archaeological sites in Turkey. And besides this, we have some ruins in Anatolia date back to Urartus, Hittites, and Phrygians. And of course, during the period of the Roman Empire and during the period of the Selçuklu and Ottoman Empire, we have very beautiful mosques, churches, and other historical sites. When we come to the Istanbul, Istanbul is a brand by its own. So maybe we can divide Turkish tourism also in two parts. One is only for Istanbul, touristic attractions of Istanbul, and the second one is the other parts of Turkey. In Istanbul, you can find everything. Historical site, very sacred churches for the Christianity. Hagia Sophia, we say Saint Sophie Church. And we have Blue Mosque, we have Dolmabahce Palace, we have different beautiful churches, mosques, and some other palaces in Istanbul. But it is not finished with this. Istanbul is a center for contemporary arts, exhibitions, and very good place for gourmet sector.
Wow.
And also,
as we see, this is Istanbul sunset on the monitor.
Yes, and this is, for instance, Maiden Tower, which we call.
This is a tower.
Yes, it is a tower. This is a mosque in Ortaköy, just next to the first Bosphorus village. This is, it is the Blue Mosque. And you can travel. You can have the travel between
Sultan Ahmed?
Yes, Sultan Ahmed.
Yes.
You can travel between the continents in Istanbul without passport.
Wow.
You can pass from Europe to Asia without passport.
And as we see on the monitor, this is Galata Tower.
This is Galata Tower. It's also a very beautiful tower, and especially this district of Istanbul is very beautiful, historical.
Pedestrian road.
This is Basilica Cistern. This is a former basilica. Dates back from the Roman Empire, and the Ottomans also used it. This is another view from the Blue Mosque. And I think at least one should spend 1 week in Istanbul to see all historical features. And there are which we call Hagia Sophia.
Wow.
This is Hagia Sophia.
Yes.
Hagia Sophia. It is also a very beautiful touristic place. Dates back to Roman Empire. It is
Wow.
a shot from the inside of Hagia Sophia, a photo from inside of Hagia Sophia. And also in Istanbul, when you make a cruise on the Bosphorus, you will see the both continents in your either side, left side and right side. It is very beautiful to make a tour in Bosphorus. And there are ferries, daily ferries. They are the public transports.
I love this bridge. Sorry
Yes,
for
this is
interruption,
this
Mr.
is the
Ambassador.
this
I
is
love
the
it.
this is the second bridge of
Yes.
Istanbul, and they are you know, using the lights. They are making it very beautiful, especially in the evenings.
And it's a
we
bridge between
between Asia and
Asia
Europe.
and Europe.
Yes,
Exactly.
we have three bridges which connects Asia and Europe. The first one is located in Ortaköy in the European part, and the Kavacık the Asian part. The second one is a little bit up to the north, and the third one is more north. And the third one is also very beautiful bridge.
Any fourth one that will be built in the coming future?
Not decided yet. I think, of course, it's up to the government, and also it's up to the social needs, the population's need. But probably at the time, the three bridge seems enough, because we are realizing very big project, underwater railway and underwater tunnel.
Wow.
So also, in addition these three bridges, we have an submarine train system in Istanbul, which we call Marmaray, and we have also the tunnel of Marmara. Then you will cross the Bosphorus under the sea with your car. Besides, we have the oldest transport vehicles. They are our ferries. They are the oldest transport means. For a very long time, we have traditional ferries. You can get them either side of the continents, and you can have your tea and eat your simit. It's a traditional bread of Turkey.
Wow.
And you can sail from Asia to Europe, or other way around.
I can say it's magic.
Yes, yes, and it is very beautiful. You can see different parts of Turkish society in the ferries. Students, civil servants, elderly people, young people.
Booming cities.
Yeah, yeah.
Booming
And the sellers, they are selling everything to you. They are selling lots of things. You can drink your tea. You can eat your simit. You can have your breakfast, or 5 o'clock tea in the ferries. Istanbul is quite beautiful. And now we are seeing the ferries. They are now they are offering your tea. I recommend all fellow Lebanese one time to get in these ferries, and to sail from one side of the continent to another side. This is the oldest means of transport in Istanbul since the 50s.
We're looking forward
Hopefully,
to being in such means of transportation, Mr. Ambassador.
Inshallah.
Mrs. Yeter, most welcome here.
Merci.
Vous êtes la bienvenue. Alors que vous occupez votre poste près l'honorable ambassade, as long as Mrs. Yeter is handling her post, Deputy Chief of Mission in the Embassy of Turkey, what can you tell us a little bit about the line of your business?
Tout d'abord, c'est un grand honneur pour moi de travailler avec Monsieur l'ambassadeur.
Do you need any translation service?
No.
Je ne pense pas. Son épouse est aussi une collègue et une amie proche. Donc je connais Monsieur l'ambassadeur depuis très longtemps. C'est l'une
My
des
warm
raisons.
regards, allow me, Mr. Ambassador, I send my warm regards from live from Mariam TV Plateau to your wife.
Thank you very much.
Really.
Thank you. Also, she sends her best and warm regards to you. She will follow the broadcast in your YouTube channel in the coming days.
Thank you.
Donc quand j'ai décidé
we can see the photo.
This is my wife.
Sorry
Yes.
for interruption, Mrs. Yeter.
Voilà.
We can see the photo
Et
of your
Şakiel,
wife.
Madame
Yes,
l'ambassadeur.
She is
Mrs.
also a colleague
Şakiel.
of mine. She is a diplomat. She is Deputy Director General in Ankara. Probably within 2 years' time, hopefully, she will become
Now,
an
2
ambassador.
diplomats in the family.
Yes.
I will come
Inch'Allah,
back.
to Lebanon.
I will come
Ambassador
back
to
to you with
Lebanon.
this question. Okay. Yes.
En fait, quand j'ai récemment fait ma liste de pays où je souhaiterais être nommée, j'ai décidé le Liban pour 2 raisons majeures. Parce que j'adore votre pays.
Merci beaucoup.
Il y a 20 ans, c'est ici que j'ai commencé ma carrière diplomatique comme 3e secrétaire, responsable de la culture et des affaires éducatives. Et puis, monsieur l'ambassadeur, parce que pour nous, c'est toujours très important de travailler avec un bon chef de mission. Et nous sommes vraiment privilégiés de l'avoir, parce que, pas seulement parce que du fait de ses connaissances diplomatiques, politiques, économiques, etc., mais de la valorisation du personnel et surtout la valeur qu'il accorde aux femmes.
Wow.
Toutes ses collaboratrices sont femmes, sauf un, le 2e diplomate qui est
As I noticed,
un homme.
I went to the embassy of
Donc
Turkey
l'équipe
and
est
I was
composée
amazingly surprised to
presque
see.
exclusivement
Exactly.
de femmes. Donc juste pour résumer ma carrière, moi je suis, déjà je suis née à Antalya, dans l'une des plus belles régions de Turquie, que vous avez évoqué tout à l'heure dans les aspects touristiques,
Avec
que
son
vous allez
excellence.
évoquer plus tard. Donc je suis privilégiée.
Oui.
Donc à la fois, bon, Beyrouth me fait beaucoup penser à Antalya, avec à la fois la mer, la montagne, les sites historiques. Donc je me sens à la maison ici.
Très bien. Vous
ensuite,
êtes la
j'ai-
bienvenue dans tous les
Merci.
cas.
J'ai grandi en France en fait et j'ai étudié pratiquement, j'ai fait toutes mes études en France. Je suis diplômée de droit de la faculté de droit de Lyon 3. Ensuite, je suis rentrée au pays et c'est là que j'ai commencé ma carrière diplomatique. Ensuite, j'ai aussi travaillé comme fonctionnaire international à l'OTAN à Bruxelles, en Belgique, pendant une dizaine d'années.
So Lebanon must be lucky to have a person like you.
C'est gentil,
Really.
c'est vraiment merci pour vos propos. Puis, nous sommes retournés en Turquie en 2011 parce que mon mari est diplomate français et européen. Il était
Également.
nommé à la délégation européenne à Ankara. Donc, à cette occasion, j'ai quitté l'OTAN et je suis rentrée avec notre fils et mon mari. J'ai mis un peu entre parenthèses ma carrière parce qu'il faut, la famille est sacrée aussi pour nous, n'est-ce pas, dans notre culture turque, comme au Liban. La
Oui.
famille est sacrée et je n'ai pas eu l'occasion de pouvoir m'occuper de mon enfant ou de ma vie de famille quand j'étais à l'OTAN, parce que c'était très, très chargé, très actif, avec beaucoup de voyages à l'étranger. Donc j'ai fait une parenthèse, on va dire, mais j'ai quand même continué à travailler part-time à l'université, où j'ai donné des cours à l'université de Bilkent et d'Ankara. Et puis ensuite, en 2016, je suis retournée au ministère, où j'ai travaillé au département de l'OTAN, et j'ai été nommée ici à Beyrouth à partir de septembre 2018. Donc dans l'équipe de Monsieur l'ambassadeur. Et encore une fois, merci beaucoup de nous donner cette occasion de pouvoir à la fois nous présenter, mais surtout parler de notre pays, de faire mieux connaître notre pays au public libanais.
Que de chance
Merci à vous.
en votre carrière et que de succès qui couronnera votre mission
Merci énormément.
diplomatique au Liban. Vous êtes la bienvenue et merci d'être venu.
Merci à vous.
Your Excellency, going back to Turkey, to tourism, and to the best spots, what can you tell us?
The best spots, besides the spots that I mentioned, we are also concentrating health tourism, medical tourism. Besides sun and sea tourism, or skiing and trekking, or
Medical tourism.
medical tourism.
Yes.
And the Turkish health sector has been developing substantially in recent years. And more than 160 Turkish private
Wow.
hospitals, they have internationally accredited and recognized. So we are receiving patients from all over the world for the very serious surgeries and
Therapy tourism, we can say that.
sure, of course,
Yes.
and for other treatments. So also Turkey is becoming a hub for the medical tourism. We have very good doctors. We have very developed hospitals. Always
Local doctors, Mr. Ambassador.
local doctors. They are all
Yes.
local doctors. We don't have any foreign doctors in
Not
Turkey.
importing another manpower for this
No.
therapy.
We have enough doctors. You know, we
Enough
have 80
doctors.
million. So
Wow.
so we are educating enough doctor, but of course, foreign experts, foreign doctors, they are always most welcome to Turkey. But 99% of the doctors in Turkey, they are Turkish, especially the surgeons. They are Turkish, and some surgeons, they are very well recognized through the world.
Why do we call it medical tourism?
Medical tourism, we can describe it like this. For instance, one can visit Turkey for some surgeries, maybe some serious surgeries, or some minor surgeries, or for lose weight, for detox.
Wow.
We have very good institutions in Turkey for detox and lose weight. We have very good dietitians and very good aesthetic surgeries.
Can you give us the address?
Sure, we will provide you the address. And we have very good, excellent aesthetic surgeries.
Wow.
Besides this, there are some spring waters in different parts of Anatolia.
Yes.
Thermal waters. It is very good for the elderly people. You can go these hotels. They are very luxury hotels. They are providing you wellness services.
Price-wise?
Price-wise, medium and maybe above the medium, but we can have options for every budget. Especially the thermal waters, we can have very reasonable budgets because there are very hot bath tubes that people they stay in for some time, and it is very good for arthritis and some other disease for the elderly people, because Turkey is very rich in terms of thermal waters, especially Aegean coast, central part of the Aegean coast is very famous with its thermal waters. We receive lots of tourists from the Gulf countries for these thermal waters.
So it is a main destination for thermal water
Of
treatment?
Of course.
Amazing.
Definitely.
Not only, also eye surgery, dental surgery,
Sure.
Wow.
We have
aesthetic surgery,
Aesthetics.
as Ambassador
Sure.
mentioned.
So it's very important for all the viewers to know that
definitely.
it's becoming a very skyrocketing medical
Of course,
tourism area.
definitely. And there are internationally recognized Turkish hospitals and some Turkish institutions. Sometimes they also visit Lebanon, and they have some twinning relations with some Lebanese hospitals or health institutions, so they can benefit from this opportunity, the viewers.
So talking about medicine and education, medical education institutes and universities, can you tell us or give us any idea?
Of course, we have lots of medical science faculties. Some of them are very old medical science faculties, and we are providing expertise programs in every medical science faculty. So when one becomes a doctor, when becomes the medical education, he or she should not go to abroad for being an expert like internal disease or some other pediatry programs. We have every educational program in Turkey. We have very good medical science faculties, primarily in Ankara, Istanbul, Izmir, Adana, and different parts of Turkey.
Your Excellency, thank you for the medical tourism information. Now we're going to see a video about
Göbekli Tepe.
Tepe. Göbekli Tepe,
Yes.
really a journey of discovery. Your
Yes.
Excellency, what can you tell us?
It is recently discovered by the archaeologists. As we saw in the short film, it was built many years ago from the pyramids and the Stone Age in England. The archaeologists at the time being, they consider Göbekli Tepe as the oldest human-made historical site in the world. Göbekli Tepe, it is believed that it's a temple. But who built Göbekli Tepe? Which civilization built Göbekli Tepe? It's subject to further exploration.
Still unknown?
Still unknown. Of course, I'm sure the archaeologists, they have some news about it, but it is very old. Date back to 10,000 years ago. If we remember that pyramids, they were built 7,000 years ago. The Stone Age, we thought that it's 6,000 years ago it appeared. But the Göbekli Tepe is believed to be built 10,000 years ago. And which civilization did this? At least I don't know, but I'm sure the archaeologists will make it clear. It is a temple, a very wide. Its size equals 12 football pitch size. 12 football pitch size.
Wow.
Yes, it is very big
Amazingly
area.
huge.
Yes, huge. And it is found in a hilltop near the Şanlıurfa province of Turkey. I am very sure that in the coming years it will be one of the most attractive historical archaeological sites of Turkey. And very recently, UNESCO enlisted it in its cultural heritage list.
Perfectly true.
So I also recommend the Lebanese, fellow Lebanese friends, citizens to visit Göbekli Tepe. I'm also very keen to visit it at my first
It's our pleasure, Mr.
convenience. Thank you, thank you.
From Göbekli Tepe to St. Nicholas Church.
Yes. St. Nicholas Church is the church that we believe that Santa Claus lived.
Wow.
You know, in the Christmas period, the
Shall we
children.
go there?
Yes. The children believe that Santa Claus visit their house, go through the chimneys, and leave the presents to them. But where Santa Claus lived, according to the historical facts, he lived in Antalya near Damlataş. It's a small village in Antalya, and so Santa Claus believed to live in Antalya. Also, it's a very important historical place for the Christianity in Antalya. It's a very beautiful place, of
Antalya's
course.
children must be lucky.
Of course.
Yes.
So it is a very nice place for the Christianity. We have another one, St. Pierre Church in Antakya, Antioch. St. Pierre Church is believed the first church of the Christian history.
So, Your Excellency, Mr. Hakan Şakiel, we're going to have a small break and
Sure.
get back to our viewers. Permettez-moi, pour cette occasion, Madame Yeter Yaman Nokodier, de vous remercier de nouveau d'être avec nous.
C'était vraiment un plaisir pour nous. Merci à vous.
Merci beaucoup. مشاهدينا بريك صغير ونرجع لكم. مشاهدينا رجعنا لكم من البريك. برحب بهالمناسبة ببرنامج سفرة مع سفير لجمهورية تركيا بسعادة سفير تركيا في لبنان السيد حكان شاكل. Your Excellency, again you're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
TV Plateau. وبهالمناسبة بيسعدني استضيف السيدة إيداتونا مسز إيداتونا. Günaydın.
Günaydın.
How are you?
Great, thank you so much. It's a great honor being here.
Financial and Administrative Manager in the Embassy of Turkey in Lebanon.
That's right.
How do you feel about working in Lebanon, Mrs. Eda?
Well, I have been posted recently to Lebanon, and it's a great honor for me to serve in this country on behalf of Turkish Minister of Foreign Affairs. And I'm always honored, and I'm so proud of being a member of this family, because I call this family here. So also being here, it's a great opportunity for me.
You're most welcome first in Lebanon, second
so
in
much.
Mariam TV Plateau,
Thank you
Mrs.
so
Eda.
much.
Your Excellency, now talking about gastronomy in this section, about economy, industry, and last but not least, about women, gender equality in Turkey. Please.
Turkish gastronomy has a very different varieties. In Lebanon, let me start with the beautiful, delicious Lebanese cuisine. Lebanon has a very beautiful cuisine, gastronomy tradition. In Turkey, we have also, and we have lots in common. We can also divide the Turkish gastronomy in two parts. The first, we can say that we have very good kebabs and some starters, which we call meze. And these mezes, starters, differs from area to area. For instance, in the west of Turkey, in the Aegean coast, the Turkish people, they use different kind of vegetables and even sometimes some flowers, some plants to make very delicious and healthy starters.
Especially the climate is very important.
Yes,
for
climate
crops.
is very important, and they use very qualified olive oils. And for instance, the starters, the mezes of the cold mezes of the Aegean coast of Turkey is very, very unique and famous. They did marvelous mezes by using some vegetables and some plants.
It must be delicious.
It's very delicious. It is very delicious. And on the other hand, when we go to the southern part and southeast of Turkey, our cuisine looks like the Lebanese cuisine. We have the tradition of making the Turkish version of tabbouleh, mutabbel, and hummus. And also we have very good, very delicious kebabs.
Mr. Ambassador, do you like tabbouleh? Sorry for interruption.
I like
I'm
too
curious
much.
to know.
No. I like too much. Tabbouleh,
Lebanese
tabbouleh, Lebanese fattoush, hummus, mutabbel. They are my inspirable four starters.
Wow.
I like four of them too much.
صحتين.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And the desserts are very important for Turkey. We have traditional desserts, baklava, kadayıf, and some other different varieties. Now we see a photo of a baklava, different kinds of baklava. Especially in the southeast of Turkey, in Gaziantep, they cook excellent baklava. Their baklava is excellent. And also in different parts of Turkey, we have some other traditional sweets. For instance, in Central Asian part of Turkey, in Afyon, we have very delicious Turkish delights, which we call lokum. Also, we are producing lokum with different flavors. Lokum and baklava. I mean, Turkish delight and baklava.
Lokum is similar to baklava?
No, it's not similar to baklava. Lokum is a Turkish delight. It is a kind of a...
assorted with what?
Assorted with pistachio, sometimes chocolate, sometimes walnut. They are producing different kinds of flavors.
Yes.
So, but besides this, besides baklava and lokum, we have lots of traditional Turkish sweets.
I know the word, talking about cuisine and gastronomy, I know the word kashish. It means spoon.
Spoon, yes.
So I'm right.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And you know, the Turkish cuisine is one of the world's top 10 cuisine. And besides kebab and our traditional desserts, we have homemade food. It is rarely found in the restaurants, but we have very delicious local foods.
Like what?
For instance, we have different kinds of soups. We have different kind of vegetable meals, like wine leaves, but we make it hot also. So we are making different varieties of the beans, green beans, white beans, cold versions of the white beans. We have different kinds of fish. We fry it or we make it in oven.
Which dish do you prefer, Mr. Ambassador?
Well, to be honest with you, mantı. It's another traditional dish from Central Anatolia in Kayseri. It is born, but every part of Turkey they do it, and they have different kinds of mantı. Mantı, I love it too much. And secondly, wine leaves, especially the hot one, I like it too much.
Wine leaves.
Wine leaves.
Yes.
We have a variety of wine leaves. We made with vegetables, which we call dolma. it is stuffed vegetable with rice.
Mouth-watering sensation now.
Yeah.
There is a small link about gastronomy, Mr.
Yes,
Ambassador.
yes.
We will see it. Excuse me
yes.
now on the monitor. Mr. Ambassador, it must be very delicious.
Yes, they are all very delicious.
It's a very big banquet of everything,
Yes.
almost everything. What's about the simit and the Turkish coffee? Let's not forget.
Simit is our traditional meal. We can eat, you see now the simit photo, we can eat simit every hour of the day, but generally we prefer to eat it in the morning with a glass of tea. Simit is a bread, special bread with lots of sesame on it.
It's type of kak.
Yes,
the
yes,
Lebanese
it's a
way.
type of kak. In Lebanon, you make kak a little bit sweet. In Turkey, we made it a little bit salty, not sweet. So it is nearly the same, the kak and Turkish simit, two different
Assorted
versions.
with ham and cheese?
No, it's
No.
plain. It's plain. We prefer it to eat plain with a glass of tea and maybe sometimes with a little bit cheese. Turkish coffee. Turkish coffee is a brand that we promoted to the world. But we don't have coffee. We are not planting coffee. We are not a coffee-rich country.
Yes.
We import coffee from different countries of
Mainly
the world.
from?
I think mainly from Brazil
Yes.
and some other.
Brazil is famous.
Yes, Brazil
for
and
its
Colombia. I think mainly we are importing
America
it.
Latina.
Yes, from the Latin countries. Maybe Ethiopia. Yes, my
Yes, the
product
Ethiopian coffee is very famous.
Oh,
too,
very
and
famous, very
delicious.
famous. And we do it in a special way. We cook it very slowly. Maybe it takes longer to cook than drink it.
To
Maybe
boil.
To boil.
Yes.
Maybe you drink it with a couple of minutes, but it takes maybe longer than to cook it because its taste comes when you boil it very slowly.
Nice.
And you know, in Lebanon also we call Turkish coffee. Also, it's a tradition in our culture. When friends, families, even businessmen, when we sit together, we offer each other either tea or coffee. So to offer a coffee to a friend or to a colleague is a tradition in Turkey. We will never let our guests to leave, either drink our coffee or tea.
This tradition in order to embrace and focus on friendship.
Of course. We never leave our friends, our guests, whether they are an official guest, to offer them something, a glass of tea, a glass of coffee, or something sweet.
What are the other beverage besides yogurt, Turkish yogurt?
Besides Turkish yogurt, we have some alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. But traditionally, of course, yogurt is one of our traditional drink and food. But of course, we have some other traditional drinks. But the yogurt and the yogurt drink, ayran, is
Ayran.
the most famous ones.
Now moving from gastronomy to industry
Yes.
and economy.
Economy.
What can you tell us? It must be the main pillar of the country, especially
Definitely.
for Istanbul, the largest city.
Sure.
Can you tell us, please?
Very briefly, Turkey is the 17th largest economy of the world. We are a member of G20, and we will continue to grow average 4.9% until the year of 2025. This is the estimation of OECD, not estimation of the Turkish government. And we have a free market economy. We have highly industrialized country. Industrial-wise, we are producing lots of things, from cars, licensed cars, to electrical appliances, even for smartphones. For instance, in Turkey, we are producing, of course, with some partnership from abroad, but we are producing.
Electronics are skyrocketing.
Yes, we are producing some smartphone, some electronics. Besides this, in defense technology, we are very developed. 60% of the defense need of the Turkish army met by the local products. And we are exporting a lot abroad, from textile to industrial
What
products.
about the new airport?
The new
It's
airport,
very well known.
it is very well known. It will be the capacity of the passengers, from the perspective of the capacity of carrying the passenger, it will be the largest in the world. And the first part of the airport opened on the 8th of April. But
Wow.
Now
really
we are seeing the photos. The first part of the airport is bigger than the current one. So you
Wow.
can imagine how big project is. Now we are watching the aircrafts. They lined one after the other. There are more than one runways. So when complete project finished, it will be one of the largest airport of the world, but capacity-wise, it will be the largest. The first phase is opened. And secondly, we are also accomplishing some very big giant projects like Marmaray. You cross the Bosphorus under the sea by train. We have submarine metro, and we have Avrasya Tunnel, which we call. You cross the Bosphorus by Yorkay under the submarine tunnel. And we constructed a very huge bridge in the Bay of Izmit. So when you drive from Istanbul to Bursa, you should make a round around a bay.
Wow.
This is the bridge. But when you use this bridge, it provides you a very substantial shortcut, and it shortens your road. It's a
and it makes
public work.
transportation easier.
Of course,
Definitely.
public work-wise, it's a marvelous project, because the one who wishes to drive from Istanbul to Bursa doesn't need to go around all the bay. So the road seriously become shorter. So we are still implementing very big, very important projects.
Under implementation projects, and Turkey is known for manufacturing vehicles, airplanes.
Yes, we are, first of all, we are manufacturing airplanes, but unarmed airplanes and unmanned airplanes. So we are using it in our defense industry, and we are selling it abroad. They are unmanned airplanes. Besides this, we are manufacturing lots of things in industry, and also we are manufacturing excellent textile products.
Cloth and textiles.
Clothes and
Let's not
textiles.
forget.
International brands, they are producing in Turkey. We are producing the international brands under the license in Turkey. So the industrial wise, we are very developed. And not only Istanbul, Bursa, Adana, Gaziantep, Denizli, these cities are growing hubs of industrial products. In Istanbul, in Marmara region, we have every kind of industry. In Bursa, we have generally automotive industry. In Denizli, generally ready garment industry, clothing.
So every area is specifically
At
tailored for
certain
any
extent,
industry.
you know, the economic dynamics of the country made it like this. For instance, in Gaziantep, we are producing foodstuff and some textile. So every geographical part of Turkey, industry flourish in line with the needs and in line with the facilities, opportunities there.
This is amazing, Your Excellency. Before we close our meeting today, we have some time, 9 minutes, like
Yes.
9 minutes. We'll talk about women's status in Turkey, gender equality, and women empowerment. Mrs. Eda, günaydın.
Günaydın.
What can you tell us about active women before giving the floor to Mr. Ambassador?
First of all, I really want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk briefly about especially the role of women in diplomacy, because I'm so proud of serving on behalf of the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and being a part of this family. Now the current number is the number of women diplomats in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is 620, so which makes more than 1/3 of the whole number of the career diplomats. And I can honestly say that we are working and serving on equal base, regardless of our genders, and I can even say that we don't have a discrimination for sure, even a positive discrimination, because we are like all our colleagues, women
Cooperating all
diplomats.
together.
Yes, they serve on behalf of Turkey, and they serve in very difficult countries under sometimes very difficult conditions with our male colleagues also. That's why I'm calling this a great opportunity to serve in a ministry like this with equal conditions regardless of our genders.
Mrs. Eda, thank you for this
You're very welcome.
intervention, especially talking about women. Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, as we see on the monitor here, these women that
Yes.
have served and done a lot for the country, please.
Yes. They are our women ambassadors are currently assigned abroad. We have 63 ambassadors, women ambassadors, and 37 of them are currently working abroad as an ambassador. Turkey has an egalitarian societal balance. We are a very egalitarian society. We regard women rights and gender equation too much. The Turkish women, they got the right for vote in 1930, long before some other countries. So, for instance, in this photo, we see some Turkish women of the time. This photo belongs to the early years of the Republic of Turkey. So, the Turkish women since 1930, they have the right to vote, and since 1935, they are being elected to the parliament or to the mayorship. For instance, recently we had local elections in Turkey. We have women mayors, but besides this, we have women muhtars in Turkey,
Wow.
we say, in very small provinces in Anatolia, and we are very much proud of them. And
They must be lucky.
of course, they are lucky, and their voters and their inhabitants of their area of jurisdiction are very happy. We have women mayors, for instance, in Gaziantep, Mrs. Fatma Şahin. She is mayor. She won the elections for the second time. Her mayorship is above all the standards in Turkey. So we pay too much attention for the gender equality. We are against any violence to the women. Against women. We are, as a contracting party of all multilateral conventions with regard to protection and empowerment of women. The First Lady of Turkey, the wife of our President, Her Excellency Emine Erdoğan, she is also working too much for the empowerment of women, for the gender equality, for the protection of the children's rights. So we are now watching some photos of the First Lady. She is also very active abroad, not only in Turkey, but also she is very active abroad for the protection of the women's rights and children's rights. With regard to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as my colleague told us, we are more than 800 women colleagues, and we are very proud to work with them. My wife also, she is a colleague of mine. She is Director General in Ankara. We are 63, yes, she is my wife. We are 63 women ambassadors, 5 Director Generals, and 22 Deputy Director Generals. One of them, she is my wife. So we are very proud of them. Now we are watching the photos of the women ambassadors. They are currently abroad now, and they are very brilliant. They are
Turkey
performing.
must be very proud.
Yes, we are
of
very
these
proud
women.
of them.
Exactly.
We are very much proud of them. So we always in favor of the empowerment of the women, their education. We encourage the families to send their girls to school, including higher education. So
Besides women empowerment campaigns.
of course, besides women empowerment campaigns, we are also paying too much attention for their education. All the girls should be educated, and we are providing them every opportunity.
And what's about the voting system for women?
For women, I mean, As I told you in the first part of our meeting, we have complete egalitarian system. They have the every right to vote. They have the every right to become a candidate for general elections or municipal elections. We have more than 100 women deputies. I think 103 women deputies in the parliament out of 600. And we have, besides Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we have women judges, women prosecutors, women lawyers, women director generals in different ministries. We have women minister, Turkish Minister of Trade, Turkish Minister of Family Affairs. They are women. And we have special ministry on family affairs to empower the women, to empower the girls, to contribute their education. So the women, they have the every right. In military, we have women jet fighter pilots.
Wow.
We have women army officers.
Strong path.
Yes, it's just, they are engaging the every part of work life.
Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Hakan Şakel, Ambassador of Turkey to Lebanon, thank you for being with us. Before closing, what is your message in this frame to our viewers?
First of all, once again, thank you very much for Mariam TV for hosting me and my colleagues. I extend my heartfelt appreciation and best wishes to the Mariam TV viewers. But besides this, I worked in Lebanon as a first secretary between 2000 and 2004. This is my second time as an ambassador. I love Lebanon and Lebanese citizens too much. I consider myself at home when I'm in Lebanon. I don't consider myself in abroad when I'm in Lebanon.
Home.
Yes, it's my home.
Indeed.
So taking this chance, I would like to express my respects, my all good wishes for all Lebanese people, including Mariam TV viewers. We are a member of the same family, Turkish and Lebanese people. We love Lebanon too much, and we will be very happy when we receive lots of Lebanese in our country. Also, I want to thank all the staff here in Mariam TV, since I have come here for their hospitality and for make this recording very easy for me. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you for this very, very lovely message, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you, Mrs. Eda, for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
What is your small message to women all over the world?
I totally agree to my ambassador, and I really want to thank on behalf of the Turkish women. I'm representing them humbly here. So thanks for giving me the stage to express my feelings also. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you, Mrs. Eda, and we love Turkey.
Thank you. We love Lebanon too. Thank you.
مشاهدينا نحن وياكم لقائنا لليوم من برنامج سفرة مع سفير خلص. حتى لقاءات أخرى بودعكم. أنا جوال والله معكم.